Welcome to Sex, Lies, and HR. We're here again. I'm here again to have a conversation with you regarding some dating. Sex and dating, lies told in dating. And you may ask, well, what about HR? We haven't gotten there yet. But do know the things that happen in HR are also relationship based just as much as the sex and lies are in the dating. So let's get to it. So the last video I did, the last one I did, where I talked about, do older men prefer younger women? Yeah, remember that one? It was a good one because I got a lot of feedback. I got a couple of individuals DM me, I guess, or sent me a message personally. So I got a lot of feedback on that from men and women, and I'm so happy I did. And I even did a little bit of research. So let's get to it today. If you're dating in your 40s and 50s, and the age old question, do older men really prefer younger women? Yeah, that's the question. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm not here to bash anybody, not at all. No, because I love men and I like women too. That's another topic. But we're going to talk about, do older men prefer younger women? So we're just going to have real talk, real conversation, very real. And so let's be honest. If you're a woman in your 40s and 50s, and I'm in my 50s, and you are out in the dating world. So for me personally, I've been in the dating world I've been divorced 3.5 years and was separated about a year before then. I'm going to be open about that. Um, but and I've been dating about 2.5 years. So I will say that if you're a woman in your 40s and 50s, you have noticed a lot of men your age are swiping right on to women that are 15 and, dare I say, 20 years younger than them. And it does happen. You see it when you go to events, picnics, family events. You may see it. You see it in the media. So let's talk about it, because that's what this channel is for, to talk about these good topics that are happening in the dating world. So, why does this happen, you think? So, here's the truth. And I'm just going to take a little sip. Here's the truth. Some older men absolutely do prefer younger women. And it could be for a variety of reasons. Yeah, it can. And what I kind of learned through this process and just this question, what I've learned in a little couple of research, some articles I read too, is that some of it is an ego boost. Being with someone younger can make you feel youthful and desirable. But I'm going to tell you, who doesn't want that, man or woman? Like, I think we all want to feel desired by the person we love and care for us, the person that we're attracted to. We all want that. So, man or woman. But we're talking about men right now. Yeah, we're talking about men, right? So, when you think about it, it's an ego boost, just the youth and the desirability. Then some of it for men may be fertility and family. And there may have been men who remained bachelors until they were 50 and now they found someone and they want to start a family. They want to build their legacy. Absolutely. You could do that with a 30, 35-year-old. Then some men, maybe they um, had children late, but weren't in the same house and they never experienced that. And then maybe someone just fell in love with somebody that's younger than them. true. It does happen. So we talked about ego boosts. Ego boosts, fertility, expanding your family. Now you're going to talk about power dynamics. And I'm going to tell you, yeah, it does happen. Younger women may have less life experience, which some men interpret as being easier to deal with, to impress, or influence. That's just what it is. Some men do. And it's not saying younger women are easy. It's just that men may feel like they can impress or influence them. And that's just what it is. That's what I've read. That's kind of where it is. Now, then we can also look at societal influence, media. I mean, if you look at media, you'll see that, some high profile athletes and coaches have dated younger women. So, and I think the media sometimes glamorizes older men, younger women. I mean, I think it's been happening for decades. You've seen that older man, he's attracted to the young, youthful woman, and they go off and live a beautiful life in his mansion and all of that. Well, today, not all men have mansions and all of that, but they're still getting those young women. And it's because some of it is just a preference. I'm a firm believer. You should get exactly what your heart desires. Like, you should get that. You shouldn't settle. You shouldn't say, oh, I really wanted the young woman, but I ended up with an older woman. Go after what you want. So here's one thing, the plot twist. It's just listen, ladies. It's not all men. It's just not all of them. It's some. So, yeah, what many older men I think that I talk to actually want. Plenty of men in their 40s and in their 50s and beyond do value women their own age, especially those who bring emotional maturity, who can share some of the same like life experiences, music, time you grew up, and going to see Boys to Men and New Edition and all of that. Some of them it's something very relatable. Michael Jackson, even for me, Prince. So some of them love that connection from that time. That we grew up in together, and the solid emotional maturity. Yes, they do. Yes, ladies, men do like that. I've talked to them, and they also like women who have established, you know, independence, and some of them don't care much about the career that you have, but that you have some independence and that you have passions in your life. Now, who they are, know who those men are and what they want. Because they're not going to play games. They're going to come pretty straightforward. They know what they want. So, lady, in your 40s and 50s, you better know what you want too. That's the truth. You better know what you want as well. And let's not forget that a confident woman in her 40s and 50s, and it does take time to have some of that confidence, has something that I would say a 25, 30, and I'm going to go ahead and even say 35-year-old can't fake. We do have depth. We are seasoned. We are resilient. We've learned from what works for us, what doesn't work for us, what works for us in a relationship, what doesn't. We know how the importance of being feminine with our man and just having that natural femininity. We also know that we want to give our man what he desires and wants. I mean, that's just kind of how I am. That may be my age talking, but I do think that you give your man what he wants and desires. Okay, we could talk about that another time. If he's your man, not your boyfriend, not just the man you're dating, but your man, your husband, your committed relationship man. Okay, I want to make that clear. So, let's talk, ladies. Where does that leave us? Where does it leave us? These women that are in their 40s and 50s, into their 50s, like me. So, if you're dating in this time in your life, the key is don't waste your energy trying to compete with anybody younger than you. It's just allow men to have who they want. You're not in competition. I've never been in competition with anybody younger than me um, for anything. But I I have a daughter that's 30, and I have a nieces in their 30s. So that's not, I don't want to be in competition with that group. I want to help them if I can, or provide wisdom. So again, you're not in competition. You're in your own lane. Your beauty, your wisdom, your confidence are all an asset and not a disadvantage in life. They're just not a disadvantage. So understand that it's actually an advantage. It's an asset. It's an asset. And a man who values women in general, a man who can't see all of that, he's not your man. He's not the one you want to be with. And you'll never have to question your worth in his presence, because a man that values you, he'll make sure you know your worth to him and your value to him. He'll say it in words and you'll feel it. Okay? So, I know this was a lot, and it was good because I learned a lot about men in all of this, and I love doing that. I'm very curious about men, and I find them like fascinating, and the things that they want and desire. I just can't, I want to know why. So, and I actually learned this later in life, to be more curious and understanding with men. It wasn't something that naturally happened or I was raised. It's just something that over time I learned how to be more intrigued by men. And I think they're beautiful, masculine, and all of that. The right one is everything, would be everything to me, the right one. Well, that's enough about me. So let me close on out of here because it's getting late. And, you know, in closing, so do older men prefer younger women? Yes, some do, some don't. But the real question is, do you prefer a man, woman, who sees you, one who will lean into you, who will come towards you, a man who's not chasing his youth to avoid aging, and a man that truly wants and desires you? Yeah, that's what you want. That's what I want. So I love to hear your experiences. So drop a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe. I hate to end this, but it was all such a good conversation and dialogue. And I enjoy hearing from men and women. But this was one of those topics that I even had one man tell me that he really didn't want to tell me. He was like, it's tricky, it's tricky to say all that. So, and some of that is some men don't want to offend or hurt older women's feelings or a woman's feelings, but I think we all need to hear it. So, again, thank you for listening. Thank you for joining. And I can't wait to have more dialogue that's open, that's real, and grown up here on Sex, Lies, and HR. And remember, your value doesn't decrease, it actually increases over time. Take care. Until next time.